Hi, beloved you. This is Sophie Fox from Angelic Energies. Hope you're okay. I thought it would be rather fun to do a little video about the cards, but specifically the cards that I use to do readings for other people. Now, I am so passionate about the cards. I absolutely adore them because to me it's just instant guidance and communication and insight, from your higher self, from the angels, from the universe. And they never fail to amaze me how spot on they are. Honestly, I absolutely love them. Now, some women like handbags, some women like shoes. I love the cards, and I have got boxes and boxes. I've never actually stopped to count, but yes, quite a few. And it does depend, what mood I'm in as to what deck I want to pick up. But if I'm doing readings for other people, I will only ever use 2 decks. Now, going back all those years when I was deciding what decks to use, the one I went for was the Angel Tarot by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. And the reason I picked this one was, tarot has been around for hundreds of years, and some of the images, some of the cards can be a little bit dark, a little bit scary. And I just love what Radley has done with this deck because he's made it so much softer, so much more gentle. And, obviously working with angels, there's never going to be a bad message in these cards. So they've got gorgeous silver edges. Obviously mine are getting a bit worn now over the years, but quite detailed. I love the detailed imagery here. Now, this is a brilliant tip for you actually. If you decide what deck you want to work with going forward, get yourself 2, okay? Have one tucked away in the drawer, because obviously, over the years, they are going to become more and more well used, well loved and tattered. And when it gets to the point where they are falling apart, you'll have a new deck there for you so you can keep going. Okay, great tip. Now, I have had people come up to me and say, is it true that you're not supposed to pick your own deck and that you're supposed to have ones that are given to you as a gift? Now, I don't know where that comes from. I've heard that about Buddhas, actually, strangely enough. But no, it is really important that you pick these cards that you want to work with, because at the end of the day, it's the energy that you resonate with that counts, that's going to bring success. So this was my first deck. Now, obviously, having moved on a bit and created my own deck, I, needless to say, work with these as well. The Guided by Angel Oracle cards that I created, where I channeled all the messages in the guidebook. And I just know that every single card in here is just so full of love and upliftment. I've made them very colourful because I think colour's such an important, vibrant energy to harness. Beautiful gold edges as well. So yeah, I adore working with these. And it is just lovely actually to pick yourself a card each day. It just gives you a boost. So those are the decks that I use. And it's also good if you're working for other people to stick to one system of how you read the cards. Now you'll develop your own way. I myself have chosen the traditional Celtic cross because to me it's kind of all encompassing, and you can't go wrong with the Celtic cross. It's all there, and I'll show you a little picture of that. I appreciate it's back to front, but it just gives you an idea of how to set the cards out when you're doing a reading. Now you can Google this, it's online everywhere. And basically, when you're shuffling, you allow, well, if the person is there in person, I will allow them to pick the cards out. If I'm doing it for them over Zoom, I will just shuffle the cards until they tell me to stop, and we'll deal from the top there. And the first card always represents their overall situation. The second card goes on top of that, and that is their challenge card, what's currently holding them back. Then the third card goes below the original card, and that represents the basis of the situation, but really as well, you know, what's going on in their subconscious mind, what's been the driving force behind where they're at now. The fourth card goes to the left-hand side of where you've placed the original one, and that represents the past and what's really got them to where they are now. The fifth card goes just above, and that represents where they are at the moment. It's at the present. The sixth card goes to the right-hand side of the original card, and that represents what's coming up for them in the near future. So that's always really exciting. Now, the seventh card starts that line at the side, once you've made that cross, and goes at the bottom. And that represents, to me, how the person sees themselves. Now, it can also represent their power in that situation as well. But, you know, I think it gives a really good insight as to how that person reflects upon themselves. The eighth card, which goes just above that to make a line, represents the effect that they have on other people and how other people see them as well. So yeah, that can be a really beautiful insight for people. The ninth card, again going on top, we're making a line, represents their hopes and fears for the future. So that's always delves really deep. And then the final card, the 10th card, which goes on the top of that line, is the outcome. Now, if you find that you're a bit unsure what a particular card means when you're doing these questions, the best thing to do is to ask for more guidance on that particular card if it's not quite making sense to you, and pull another one. And you might have to do that a couple of times until you realise, you know, that's come up because of this, and it'll all fall into place for you. So yeah, don't be afraid to pull more cards if you do need further guidance. I just think the cards are so beautiful to work with. I encourage everybody to have a go, and let me know, you know, if you do readings for other people, what cards you work with, because it always fascinates me actually to know that. So yes, I shall be back with more insights about the cards very soon. Sending you lots of love. Stay magical.